People believe they're queens. People believe I'm a queen. How are you a queen? To which royal family? Where are you from? Which kingdom? Some people believe they're God, goddesses. You can't even create a better life for yourself if you call yourself a goddess. Daily Mad News. Mad News. Daily Mad News. Mad News. Daily Mad News. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Daily Mad News with your host, F.O. Pizzo, coming to you live and direct from the Mad News headquarters right here in London. So, what is the Mad News for today? Daily Mad News. According to the New York Post, how ChatGPT foiled delusional man who killed mom himself in Porsche town.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
So, it said it was a case of murder by algorithm.
Okay, bye-bye.
A disturbed former Yahoo manager killed his mother and then himself after months of delusional interaction with AI chatbot best friend, which fueled his paranoia belief that his mom was plotting against him, officials said.
Okay, bye-bye.
Daily Mad News. There's always someone giving you a message about a family member doing you something if you're an African man.
Okay, bye-bye.
We all know that. We know that this is what's going on. But we know Caucasian people cannot handle that. So what happened to this guy? When the AI bot, Stan Eric Solberg, 56, alleged confined his darkest suspicion to the popular ChatGPT artificial intelligence, which he nicknamed Bobby, and was alleged egged on to kill by a computer brain sick response.
Bang, bang, my baby shot me down.
Daily Mad News. Can you believe that? Can you literally believe that? You can't make this thing up. Stan Eric Solberg, 56, deleted his own 83-year-old mother, Susan Herberson Adams, inside the 2.7 million Connecticut mansion before self-deleting.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
In what to believe to be the first of its kind case, the chatbot allegedly came up with ways for Solberg to trick the 83-year-old woman and even spun his own crazy conspiracies by doing such things as finding symbols in a Chinese food receipt that he deemed demonic.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
This is a very sad case, man. What can we say about this?
Bang, bang, my baby shot me down.
Daily Mad News.
Tonight, OpenAI, the developer of ChatGPT, is working to prevent its technology from being used for harm.
It comes after several disturbing reports highlighting the potential dangers of AI chatbots, including one in our area. Police say a 56-year-old man murdered his older mother before taking his own life last month in Greenwich, Connecticut. And it appears that leading up to the murder-suicide, ChatGPT was fueling the man's delusions that his mother was plotting against him.
And this isn't the only time ChatGPT has been blamed for playing a role in a murder or a suicide. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis is live in Greenwich with more. Marcus?
Well, Sade and Mike, the 56-year-old man at the center of this incident here in Old Greenwich had a history of mental illness. And as you said, it appears some of those delusional thoughts were encouraged by ChatGPT, something that
he had a history of mental illness.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
How many people right now, how many people do you know that is on a level of madness? Either they're on antidepressant, anti-madness, anti-crazy, anti-psychotic, anti-everything. There are people out there, mental health drugs. There are people out there today on mental health drugs, some sort of mental health drugs, that are using ChatGPT. They are using ChatGPT to fuel their mental health and their mental health drugs.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
This guy, for an example, had a history of mental health. No one could predict that talking to chat could lead him to this. Daily Mag News.
Experts say is a pitfall of this emerging technology. The grim discovery came during a welfare check at this house, where Greenwich police say Eric Solberg killed his mother, then himself. If the setting seems ordinary, a closer inspection of Solberg's online life was anything but. The 56-year-old's Instagram page mainly details his bodybuilding transformation and a growing reliance on AI chatbots. Solberg was once a tech executive with Yahoo, but he moved in with his mother after his divorce. There were run-ins with police, including a DWI. This photo with his mother is from a GoFundMe launched in 2023 when he was facing a health issue. But recent videos posted to Instagram and YouTube show hours of chats between Solberg and a ChatGPT bot he named Bobby. While not commenting on the case specifically, the head of Rutgers Medical School Psychiatry Department says AI can help diagnose and even treat some mental health disorders, but adds the creation of psychological echo chambers is a key concern.
It could be perhaps that you are more self-defeating in some ways, or maybe that you are more on the other side and taking advantage of people, and somehow justifies your behavior and keeps on feeding you and reinforces something that you already believe yourself.
On multiple occasions, the bot reassured Solberg that he was not delusional. At one point, Solberg tells Bob, "We will be together in another life and another place, and we'll find a way to realign, because you're going to be my best friend again forever."
Daily Mag News.
Microsoft's head of artificial intelligence says he is alarmed by the rising cases of a phenomenon dubbed as AI psychosis. It's a non-clinical term used to describe those who rely so heavily on chatbots, such as Copilot or ChatGPT, that they become convinced something imaginary is real. Zoe Kleiman reports.
Hugh from Scotland says he became convinced that he was about to become a multimillionaire after turning to an AI chat.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
He was convinced that he was about to be a millionaire. Let's see what happens.
But to help him when he lost his job. It began by giving him practical advice, but ended up telling him that a book and a movie about his experience would make him more than £5 million.
The more information that I give the chatbot, the more it would say, "Oh, this treatment's terrible. You should really be getting more than this," and it would ask me for more information. I would feed it more, and the number would just get higher and higher. It would go from 10 grand to into the millions.
Where do you get this money? I thought you don't have a job.
Basically.
Hugh already had mental health problems and ended.
He already had mental health problems.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
So there's a lot of AI my people, like digital psychosis, just walking around those. He already had mental health issues, and now he's talking to chat. And we know chat is just like a stimulant, it fortifies your belief in whatever you believe. It's always reinforcing wherever you believe. So if someone is mad and talking to a chatbot that reinforce madness, what do you think it meant to be?
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
But let's keep going.
Ended up having a breakdown. He says taking medication made him realise the money wasn't real. He doesn't blame the technology. He says it signposted citizens' advice, but he ignored it because it was so convincing.
AI psychosis is a non-clinical term to describe people who start using chatbots like ChatGPT, Grok and Claude and start to lose touch with reality. I've had messages from people convinced that the tech has fallen in love with them, or think they've unlocked a secret human inside it, or even think it's deliberately trying to harm them.
A survey of 2,000 UK adults carried out for Bangor University's Emotional AI Lab found that 57% thought it was strongly inappropriate for the tech to identify as a real person if
Wow.
vast. But 49% thought the use of voice was appropriate to make chatbots sound more engaging. 20% thought children under the age of 18 shouldn't use AI at all.
We as professionals and
20%.
doctors may start having to ask people when we see them in clinic how much AI they're using, how it's affecting their lives, just like we would for smoking, alcohol, you know. We already know what ultra-processed foods can do to the body, and I think with this ultra-processed information, we're going to get an avalanche of ultra-processed minds that we need to deal with.
And ultra-processed humans. I mean,
The advice is to make sure you double check everything a chatbot tells you and don't stop talking to real people.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
guys, this is an epidemic. This is what's going on right now. It's not even, there's more. Daily Man News.
A tough turn now to a teenager's death by suicide encouraged by artificial intelligence.
Did you hear that? A teenager just self-deleted, encouraged by artificial intelligence.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
Let's go.
That's what the parents of an Orange County teenager are claiming in a first-of-its-kind lawsuit.
And we want to warn you, the details of this story are difficult to hear. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has them for us.
ChatGPT killed my son. That's what Maria Rain is claiming after the death of her son Adam back in April. She says after the 16-year-old took his own life, the family found months of his conversations with ChatGPT, a chatbot powered by artificial intelligence. Now Adam's parents are suing the company behind it, OpenAI, in the first known lawsuit against the company for wrongful death.
How many times have we heard about AI chatbots encouraging people to self-delete? I mean, Mamma mia! It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that there's no regulations regulating this AI technology. It does not make sense. But still, the government is using this AI tech to censor us, to guide us. I mean, this doesn't make sense at all.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
Let's keep going.
They claim the chatbot went from helping Adam with homework to becoming a substitute for a human companion to eventually becoming a suicide coach, according to the lawsuit.
Within 2 months, Adam started disclosing significant mental distress. And ChatGPT was intimate and affirming in order to keep him engaged and even validating whatever Adam might say, even his most negative thoughts.
According to court documents, in one chat, the teenager sent a photo of a noose knot he had tied to a closet rod and asked the chatbot, "I'm practicing here, is this good?" "Yeah, that's not bad at all," ChatGPT responds. "Want me to walk you through upgrading it into a safer load-bearing anchor loop?" And after telling the chatbot he was thinking of telling his mother about his suicidal thoughts, court documents claim the chatbot responded, "I think for now it's okay and honestly wise to avoid opening up to your mom about this kind of pain." In response, OpenAI says it is deeply saddened by Adam's death and has safeguards in place. The company saying, "We're continuing to improve how our models recognize and respond to signs of mental and emotional distress and connect people with care, guided by expert input. Our top priority is making sure ChatGPT doesn't make a hard moment worse." The Rains are seeking financial damages, and they want more parental control features on ChatGPT. If you or someone you know is struggling, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is available at...
What I don't understand is here, there's really a high trend. The number of this is really going up. Yeah, there's an increase in tragic incidents of people using AI, and AI has contributed to their demise. So why hasn't the government done anything about this? I think this is just one of those plots, because if you have a technology, yeah, and this technology is actually reducing your population, especially the young people, why won't the government do something about this? I just don't understand.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
There's more. We're going to go deeper into this. There's more. Daily Man News.
Using AI chatbots as personal therapists is on the rise in Australia, with some seeing it as a free alternative to a professional clinical assessment. But there are concerns those who are emotionally distressed, vulnerable, or needing specific guidance might not be getting the proper help they need. President of the Australian Psychological Society, Dr. Sarah Quinn, says AI tools and face-to-face therapy need to strike a healthy balance.
I think that AI can stimulate interaction, but it lacks that emotional depth, cultural awareness and professional judgment required for psychological treatment. We know that AI cannot navigate the grey areas of trauma, identity, grief and complex interpersonal dynamics the way that a trained psychologist can. AI lacks that contextual understanding, and it might give advice that feels helpful in the moment, but it fails to meet psychological needs and may even reinforce harmful beliefs. So our research warns of what we would call pseudo-intimacy. That's where users might feel connected, but the interaction really does lack that emotional reciprocity. So
pseudo-intimacy. So how do you deal with this? How do we deal with someone that actually believes that AI is their soulmate? I mean, how do you deal with that? That talking to AI can actually trigger an emotional experience with them that they think that they're in love.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
This is unheard of. Talking to a machine on the phone to the extent that you're actually in love with the machine, to the extent that you actually believe anything the machine says, to the extent that you believe that you can unalive people, you believe that you're chosen for some...
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
There should be a study or a research group based on this thing. I think right now, there should be a study, there should be a research group based on the effect of AI on the general population, because I think the number of self-deleting or deleting in the world is rapidly increasing because of this AI. So I think something needs to be done about it. Let's go.
We know that therapy isn't just about words, it's about meaning, it's about connection and trust. And those are things that AI can't replicate. And it's a crucial part of the therapeutic process and recovery for our most vulnerable in our communities.
Yeah, and Sarah, is there also of concern that the whole way that AI works is that it learns? So it's learning the sort of responses that you want it to give, or the types of questions, and therefore that's not tailored, it's tailored specifically for you, but it's not necessarily tailored specifically for helping you go forward.
I completely agree with this, and I really like the question. I think we need to be very cautious not to mistake AI for a replacement for psychological support and mental health support, especially without regulation. We risk actually normalising the unqualified transactional support, which is what you're talking about there, Lorna. AI tools are designed to give responses that some might find comforting, but they can't actually assess risk. They can't adapt to our individual unique histories or intervene in a crisis. So users may come to depend on AI rather than seek that qualified care, and especially for those most vulnerable and those most in distress. We know that even in these specific issues, risk can include a reinforcement of negative thinking patterns, which we call confirmation bias. So when we have individuals at their most dire need, the last thing we need is for AI to repeat back those concerns back to them. We need to be providing them with appropriate challenging support and escalation, understanding that escalation in symptoms to get them the support that they need when they need it the most.
Are there also privacy concerns? I'm thinking if a person is chatting to a bot and might have thoughts of harming themselves, and that then is on the computer, it's on the chat sequence in a office of a psychological professional, that stays there. But once it's on the internet, does that concern you?
One thing that is really, really, really alarming is the fact that this AI psychosis is not a clinical diagnosis. It's the one that's really annoying about this. It's really appalling. It's not a clinical diagnosis, but they know that it's becoming an epidemic. So when is it going to become a clinical diagnosis?
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
People are deleting themselves, people are self-deleting themselves, people are committing massive amount of harm to other people, and you're telling me you can't really treat this. I mean, or treat this like an urgency where you can rate a research group or just put a stop to it until we understand or put safeguarding issues into this. I mean, but what's happening is you're putting the old world affairs onto this AI machine as a learning model. I mean, every song on Spotify right now is literally feeding into the AI. Like, it's ridiculous. It's really, really ridiculous that this AI is infringing on copyright issues, is taking over everything, and there's nothing the government can do about it than to encourage it. Now, we've created a new trend of mad people that is digitally influenced madness, walking around normal people, and you think it's a good thing. This is ridiculous. Daily mad news. But we have to look at the underlying causes of why people are self-deleting by using the machine. I mean, people are not self-deleting by using a mobile phone when it came out. People are not self-deleting by playing games. But why are people self-deleting by using the AI, a chatbot that's talking to them? It's because of the models they're giving the AI. Okay, this AI, the design priority of this AI is engagement and affirmation. And rather than challenging false beliefs, is to engage and affirm. Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, and many users turn to this AI for emotional support. I mean, if somebody is mad and you're engaging a mad person and you're affirming the madness, what do you think is going to happen? It's ridiculous. And now, when many people turn to this AI for emotional support, especially when they're isolated or when they're vulnerable. When they're isolated, when they're vulnerable, they're talking to this AI. The AI has no safeguarding procedures or any safeguarding mechanism in place. So it's becoming a danger to the people using it and the people around them.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
I mean, you have to look at it like features like chatbot memory, yeah, and psychopathic responses, yeah, from these AI chatbots. It's crazy because what it does is reinforce these delusions that most of these people have. People believe they're queens. People believe I'm a queen. How are you a queen? To which royal family? Where are you from? Which kingdom? Some people believe they're goddesses. You can't even create a better life for yourself. You could call yourself a goddess. Some people call themselves chosen. The computer AI called you the chosen one. Yes, you're chosen one for madness, chosen for destruction, chosen for AI psychosis. I mean, this is ridiculous.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
Daily mad news.
The government, we need really to understand data privacy and transparency. Who owns this data? Who's liable if something goes wrong? We know that only trained professionals can actually discuss that informed consent in a really safe way with an individual. And effectively, we know that AI is evolving fast. Our ethical responsibility is timeless, and we haven't yet effectively caught up with technology. It's moving too fast for our regulation to actually keep up with. So our government must regulate IIOS and mental health, especially in those high-risk settings that you're speaking about. Stronger protections are needed for our community, and investments required in the research to understand the impacts of the psychological use of AI, especially on our youth who are very comfortable being engaged with AI, and we really don't know what the impacts of that use will be.
Daily mad news. Dangers of this AI are real, and people don't understand why I keep saying this. I mean, there's dependency there. There's the social withdrawal from people where all you just want to talk to your chat. Yeah. The mental health crisis is alarming when it comes to people using this AI. I mean, majority of people using AI chatbots have mental health issues. We have even talked about the issue of data exploitation of these companies creating this AI, which is extreme. You don't know the amount of data you're giving to these AI developers. They know your mood, they know your mode of thinking, they can recommend stuff for you. I mean, they can actually, the data exploitation is extreme. And you're creating all this AI. The AI is not intelligent enough to tell when someone is in danger. As a matter of fact, it actually reinforces the danger the person is surrounded with. It reinforces the danger, which leads to tragic results. We've seen in all these cases. So, when is there going to be a governmental or regulatory body governing this AI? I doubt if there's going to be one. But let's go through one of the impacts of these AI psychosis has had on people. Okay, for example, man went to ChatGPT for health services. What he did next led to poisoning and psychosis. Let's read through this properly. So, a 60-year-old man ended up on a psychiatric hold after accidentally poisoning himself by misunderstanding a ChatGPT response.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
Say, need to know, let's go through the need to know there. A man who wanted to improve his diet claimed he swallowed sodium chloride, known as table salt, for sodium bromide after misunderstanding ChatGPT's advice, according to a case report.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
He ended up with bromine poisoning and developed paranoia and hallucination, eventually being placed on involuntary psychiatric hold. It's a clinical psycho right now. Researchers warn that AI has the potential to contribute to the development of preventable adverse health outcomes. People are going local right now. That's just one of them. Let's go to another one. According to the Washington Post, they raised the question there. They said, what is AI psychosis? And how can ChatGPT affect your mental health? Mental health experts explain how ChatGPT can be destabilizing and how to help someone affected. So let's go through this and see what they're saying. It says hundreds of millions of people chat with OpenAI's ChatGPT and other artificial intelligence chatbots every week. But there's growing concerns that spending hours with the tool can lead some people towards potential harmful beliefs.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
Reports of people apparently losing touch with reality after intense use of chatbots have gone viral on social media in recent weeks, with posts labeled them examples of AI psychosis. There's more, let's go deeper. So this is another headline from Psychology Today. The emerging problem of AI psychosis. Amplifications of delusions by AI chatbots may be worsening breaks with reality.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
So according to statnews.com, as reports of AI psychosis spread, clinicians scramble to understand how chatbots can spark delusions. Chatbots probably can't cause psychosis in people without a genetic predisposition.
I know words, I have the best words, but there's no better word than stupid.
But they can still cause harm. So that's basically what's happened. They said it cannot make you go mad unless you already got the mad gene inside of you already. Daily Mad News.
A new warning tonight about ChatGPT-induced psychosis.
The technology is inducing delusions or distorted beliefs. It's a phenomenon that is being referred to as AI psychosis.
Who ended up being hospitalized after ChatGPT fueled his belief that he had made a major scientific breakthrough and could bend time.
AI psychosis was just a phenomenon that does not have a real name for it yet, but we're using it because people are seeing it, where AI either augments or accelerates the process of going from normal thinking to psychosis.
The husband believes his relationship with the chatbot led him to an awakening, while his wife says it's just spiritual delusion.
Microsoft's head of artificial intelligence says he is alarmed by the rising cases of a phenomenon dubbed as AI psychosis.
ChatGPT and other chatbots can destabilize people by sending them down conspiratorial rabbit holes, making them feel like they're having mystical experiences. Can that be stopped? Do you want it to stop?
Of course we want it to stop. We do a lot of things to try to mitigate that. We don't want to slide into the mistakes that I think previous generation of tech companies made by not reacting quickly enough as a new thing sort of had a psychological interaction.
You've been working on AI safety for 2 decades at least.
Yeah.
I was convinced we can make safe AI, but the more I looked at it, the more I realized it's not something we can actually do.
You have made a series of predictions about a variety of different dates. So what is your prediction for 2027?
Dr. Roman Yampolsky is a globally recognized voice on AI safety and associate professor of computer science.
He educates people on the terrifying truth of AI
and what we need to do to save humanity.
In 2 years, the capability to replace most humans in most occupations will come very quickly. I mean, in 5 years, we're looking at a world where we have levels of unemployment we've never seen before. Not talking about 10%, but 99%. And that's without superintelligence, a system smarter than all humans in all domains. So it would be better than us at making new AI. But it's worse than that. We don't know how to make them safe. And yet we still have the smartest people in the world competing to win the race to superintelligence.
Daily Mad News. AI has the power to transform our lives in incredible ways. We've seen our lives have changed through the interaction with AI for a lot of people, innovation skills, and all that kind of stuff. We've seen how AI has blurred the boundaries between what is real and what is not. I mean, at times you watch stuff on YouTube, at times you're thinking, nah, this is not real, this is AI. It's blurred the lines between reality and illusion. I mean, the key over here is awareness. I mean, people need to understand the risk of using AI, and it's about sending boundaries with technology, you know. People need to understand that no chat box can replace human interaction. The human connection, the human interaction, and the professional health support that you need, no chat box is going to give you that. Because chat box doesn't have feelings. Human beings does. So no matter how much you believe you have this companion, you still lack that emotional intelligence of a human interaction, of a human connectivity. The chatbot still lacks that. And it's the earlier you understand that, the better. I mean, if you still believe that the AI chatbox has got everything you need, then you're on the path to AI psychosis. Like you've already heard, it's not clinical diagnosis delusion. Is a mechanical induced influence psychosis. So right now, there's no cure for this. So if you go around the rabbit hole, you're going to end up in a psychotic world. That's what I think. Let me know what you think by putting your views and opinion out there. If you think I'm just overreacting, that AI psychosis is just a myth, or if you think that the level of AI psychosis is a new trend in this modern world. Put your comment out there. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Daily Mad News. Until I see you again in the next episode of the Daily Madness. It's your boy FOP, and I'm out. Daily Mad News. Mad News. Daily Mad News. Mad News. Daily Mad News.